Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today it's a 5-minute follow-along archery activation routine that requires very little equipment. You can use a regular rubber band, although I prefer to use a rubber band on the handle. This routine is designed to be done at any level, from beginners to experts, and is focusing on activating your form right before an archery session, or like in my case, to keep your form sharp while traveling. Let's get started. We're starting with 20 regular pulls, where we keep our focus on our shoulder blades, that they recess down, and our lateral muscles, so that we're pulling with the back muscles instead of arm. I will do around 20 pulls. Feel free to do more or less, but it's important that you follow the flow. You start pulling with your elbow, pushing backwards, and you feel lateral muscles that pulling that rubber. Let's do another 10, and keep in mind, because the rubber band is so light, you can overdraw it like this, which is not what we're looking for. You need to pull it to the same draw length that you normally pull your bow. So try to focus on that as well. Alright, 20. Let's do it on the other side. It is important to train both sides to avoid asymmetries in your muscle development, as well as activate more neuromuscular connections, so that overall your archery form is better. Right? Let's do 20 on the other side. Just follow along. Again, try to not overpull, which is harder on non-dominant side, because you have less control over it, less training. Five. Ten more. All right, next exercise, we're doing the release without pause. So basically we keep following the flow of the pull, and the moment when we're reaching our draw length, we immediately release, right? So it looks something like this. Again, shoulder down, activation of lateral muscles, pull, pull, reaching your draw length, release without pause. And do 5 of this, 4 more. Pull, pull, release. So what is important, that while you're pulling, you do not collapse, right? You keep pulling, and because of this movement, you have your release. And 1 more. Let's do on the non-dominant side. Two more. Lateral muscles, release. And 1 more. All right. The next set of exercises, there are 3 different releases with some complications, right? What we're starting with is 3 draws, static holds, and then release. What we're doing the same way as we did in the draw and release without pause. We keep extending, and then we wait for 5 seconds while macro expanding, like there is a very tiny movement, keep pulling with bow, and only then we release, but we still use this short draw, right? Let's do 3 of those. Pull, pull, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? While those while I was holding for those 5 seconds, I kept expanding very, very slowly. So this is our goal. All right, the next exercise of 3 reps is basically a regular release, but with the stop in a midpoint between the short release and the full swing release, right? Which is some trademark of Manchu Archery, but we need to get to this full release through a specific cue, stopping in the midpoint and checking where our elbow, where our shoulder is, right? Let's do 3 of those. We pull, reaching our draw length, then release and stop in the midway. So what is important? Your shoulder is not elevated, it's recessed down, and your elbow is facing down rather than facing back. Why it's important? Because when you release and want to do this full swing release, many people, they swing sideways and planking the string rather than releasing and moving within vertical plane so that the release is clean, right? So this is why we're doing this midway stop. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. All right, and now we do the 3 full releases with the full swing, this trademark of Manchu Archery. So let's do them. All right, you can do fast, you can do slow, but what is important, you check your elbow is not pointing down, your elbow is pointing down, and mentally, like in your head, while releasing, you're going through that midpoint we trained before, right? So it looks something like this in your head. Obviously, in reality, it's faster and different, but in your head, it is like this. Let's do 2 more. You can do slow, you can do fast, whatever works for you for now. Right? And next we do all of those 3 exercises, 3 by 3, on a non-dominant side, so that our brain is also capable to control our form better. Let's do it. Five. You also focus on your shoulder, on the elbow, on pulling, full draw, micro expansion, release. Pull with lat muscle, pull, draw length, micro expansion, release. Now the stop at the midpoint is regular release. Pull, stop. 2 more, pull, stop. Check your elbow, elbow pointing down, not back. Wrist is relaxed. Last one, and to the full swing. You can do fast, you can do slow, whatever float your boat. And the last one. Right, that's it. That was the short activation archery routine. Please use it right before your archery session, or like me today, use it to keep your form sharp while traveling or without access to your archery equipment. And with that, see you next time.